hope your friend is not listening. It's a little embarrassing.
Slightly. but I think it's also like obviously this dog has something else going on too.
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe so. Coming from a nutritionist perspective.
Yeah.
The first thing I look at, when you mentioned the dog in Hong Kong as a pet, not some stray dog, probably I can think of is a poor diet.
And, she used to be a stray dog, but for a very short time, I think.
Well, so there's several causes behind it.
Yeah.
Really need to look into it. And some of the chronic disease can cause this kind of behaviors as well. For example, diabetes and chronic pancreatitis, and also nutrition deficiency. For example, have been a poor diet for too long, and stress effect as well. Sometimes when a dog is stressed and for several reasons. For example, if it used to be a stray dog and maybe it used to be tracked down because of the poop, and they try to eat their own poop. And also, mother dog have a tendency. Mother dog has a tendency of eating smaller animals' poops as well because they try to protect them.
Oh, so they cannot be tracked.
They cannot be tracked.
Oh,
and,
wow. Okay,
there's so many different reasons behind it. And but when it comes to eating other species' poop, example, cat and stuff, cat has this is a special case for cats because that's an interesting fact.
Yeah.
A lot of dogs naturally think cat poops are delicious.
Really?
Yeah, especially...
Is it different from a dog?
Cats are carnivore, and the kibbles, the dry feed, are usually more delicious.
Oh.
Right, so, and especially if they're feeding dry feed, that a lot of food are undigested. And so
it probably
also,
smells good. Actually.
Yeah, and it's artificial flavoring. There's artificial flavoring in it, which means even after you poop it out, it still smells good. It smells like food.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, there's different reasons behind it. So, and...
but I think it's really just... The dog is just very dedicated. Like, it went into the litter box to search for...
as if it needs it, right?
Yeah.
How old is she or he? Is it she?
I think she. And it's not even 2 yet.
Oh my...
Because I actually helped her get adopted by my friends. But I don't think she lived on the street for a very long time.
And she's on a dry feed diet?
Yeah.
And the cat as well?
Both, yeah. Yeah, and then sometimes, that's why they keep saying the dog likes eating the cat's food.
Yes.
Because it smells better.
It smells better, and also, well... Obviously, if the dog is well fed and is content with what she's been having, they wouldn't be interested.
And she's very skinny. I haven't measured anything. I think I've told you already, but I haven't told our listeners. It just seems very skinny. Like, I have a dog myself. I know what my dog looked like when she was 2.
Yeah.
And she was not this skinny before.
Yeah.
And so you can tell, obviously... Like, I can tell, obviously, she's kind of, like, malnourished in a way. If you go back to eating your own feces, then it must be something that you can't get out of your dog food that you're like, oh.
Yeah, I like this logic. Like, especially, pets in Hong Kong, usually they have only one problem. Well, obesity and fussy eaters.
Yeah, exactly.
And, we go so far to eat their own poops. And does it display any other type of stress behaviors, like chewing the wall or mindlessly chewing on things or keep staring at one point while they're chewing? Not
really. I haven't heard that. But it's just always very tired. Yeah. That's all I know.
And I heard that, in some other cases that the dog would eat their own feces because they don't want to get caught. Like, they don't want to, because there's some things, there's some misunderstanding during the potty train. So they took it as every time they poop, they make a mistake.
So it's like a behavior
thing. They were punished before, but they didn't know that it was about the place that they poop. Instead of they thought pooping is bad. And so when you communicate with your babies, make sure that they know pooping is okay, but it's a spot. It's where you poop, and try to.
I think it also has to do with how smart your pet is.
Yes.
Some of them aren't very smart.
Yes, many of them aren't very smart, and because after all they're pets, and they live a very stimulated.
You can't treat them like they're human babies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you can only share the abundance of love as if you share with your children. But sometimes you have to understand public. They don't understand the language.
Yeah.
So and also asking them to try to introduce a word leaf. It's good. Leaf. Leave. Leaf is good. So make sure that you can communicate with it. Maybe she or he doesn't understand this is bad, but at least by using this word, leave. Hey, leave, please.
So don't just say like no.
Yeah, don't just say because by saying no and you rush there, you're actually reinforcing this behavior. You're escalating the speed. They will just eat it faster. They just eat it. It's natural. It's animal instinct. Okay, you come and get it. It's just gonna get me. Just eat it now. You see what I mean? Because it's natural. It's only natural for them to when they're eating and they're being interfered, they will just eat it faster.
Yeah, that's true.
So, try to reinforce that, and first of all, check your diet. Make sure that it's nutritious, and make sure.
So if there are other dogs or cats even out there that are eating its own poo poo, then you first need to go to, I guess, a vet. And then a nutritionist.
Vet. Make sure. I'm sure that make sure that your baby is healthy and not experiencing any chronic health problem. And if it is, that you have to
fix that first.
And check your diet. And if you go for a whole food diet, a lightly cooked food diet, they're all good. But if you time-wise or for any other reasons you have to stick with the dry feed diet, try to add one supplement, probiotic. So because when we are feeding our animal dry feed, these food are not alive. Like these food are dead. Right, because this is how we preserve the dry food. So we need a healthy colony of probiotic enzymes within our body digestion system to digest the food. So in the long run, if you are on a dry feed diet, your ability of digesting food is very low and close to zero. So it's easier for us and easier for the animals to experience digestion problem. And so adding probiotic in the food, it's good. And also mixing with fresh food, it's better than
dry
better
food,
than
of course.
just dried. But that might cause digestion confusion, but we try our best and see what fits to your lifestyle. And if your baby it's okay with pineapple, some dogs are not, and depending on where you live, where you have access to good ripe pineapples, but being on a tropical area like in Hong Kong, it's not difficult to get pineapple, but it really depends if you have any bad reaction to it.
They have
otherwise
natural probiotics
that are alive and very nice and help your dogs to get rid of the toxin, and it smells unpleasant. So it smells fermented, and a lot of dogs would, and cat too, stopped eating their feces after adding a piece of pineapple in the diet. So, but it really depends if your dog is healthy or not. But if your dog is suffering from, diabetes and stuff, and adding fruit in the diet might not be a good idea. Okay. So it really depends on what you can arrange for your puppies. And if probiotic is easier, more accessible, go for it. Okay. And also one thing that honkers, like Hong Kong people, usually don't pay attention to is exercise and entertainment. Okay, because it is such a luxury to people in Hong Kong, even themselves.
Yeah, okay? Exactly.
And it's not everyone can, try to squeeze in like 1 or 2 hours of playtime during the day, and let alone talk about walking the dog. So if we could try to exercise, so they can, because sometimes they eat poop out of boredom too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they can't go online. They don't have a smartphone.
It's just a small apartment.
It's a small apartment, and you're not there, and they can't read. The only thing that they think of is food.
Yeah.
And if it's in nature, food and sex. Right? But if it's in a small apartment, they think of is food. So anything undigested, the cat's poop. Or, they might make it as a competition, like, see who eat it faster. Because after all, it's territorial. Yeah. It's mine. I'm going to take it. Right?
Yeah, that's true, too, yeah. So there's just so many causes.
Yes.
But for sure, I think digestive issues
well, in Hong Kong, I would say digestive issues is number one. And if your baby is coming from a street background, probably that's psychological too.
Yeah.
And but the most effective way to know is try to do the simplest thing, get the easily digest food, and if it doesn't work, if you have to stick with kibble or dry feed canned food, add probiotic. If it doesn't improve, we can move on to other possibilities, and maybe we can even go for a blood test and see if it's suffering from any thyroid problem, hormonal problem, that they would experience sudden extreme hunger. And they will have to eat.
I understand that. I have sudden extreme hunger.
Really?
Yeah, there are just a certain week every single month.
Oh yeah.
It's hormone.
Yeah.
It's my hormones, and I need to clear out the entire fridge, and it's still not enough.
I do the same. So, what stopped your craving? Usually. What food? Okay, well, there are food that you want to eat, and
it depends. Sometimes, really, it's either really sweet, food.
Yeah.
But I don't like just chocolate.
Yeah.
So just like a ice cream.
Yeah.
Or I know. It's like chocolate ice cream with peanut butter cups.
Oh.
It's so good, and then I'll stop. Or sometimes I would feel like a fat piece of steak.
Nice.
It's one of those two.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, same here. We can make menstrual eating buddy. We can share food because I crave for both. But I know a nice piece of steak with luscious butter or raw butter on it would really stop my craving. I had one, and I can stop pretty much there. I would crave for ice cream, but I usually don't. If I could control, I usually don't go there because it just wouldn't stop. I would want the same the next day.
Oh.
But with this piece of steak, it kills both craving. I wouldn't want to have anything sweet.
Because it's so filling, right?
It's so filling.
Yeah, ice cream
just to me. Yeah. But I love ice cream. And not even the nice ones. I would go for the paper carton one. Oh yeah, a lot of the paper carton. Stuff. I'm gonna share with you the brand later. But it's not even a nice one. Not horrible, but we in Hong Kong we have a lot of nice options when it comes to gelato or vegan and all that. But when you're having that kind of craving, no, you don't look at those as ice cream. You look at those.
You need the worst.
No, I need the real thing.
You need to eat trash.
I need to eat trash. Exactly. We can absolutely associate this self-destructive. From the outsider, it looks self-destructive, but as a human being, as an animal, you just need to kill that urge.
Yeah.
With dogs suffering from that type of disease, thyroid problem, hormonal problem, hepatitis, or not hepatitis, diabetes and all that, they just have this urge of eating. Also, lacting mothers as well. So when they're lacting, they're breastfeeding their babies, they have a tendency of eating or cleaning up all the poop of their babies as well. First of all, they don't want to be tracked. You don't want to be tracked. They will eat all the poop.
It's an instinctive thing to protect the babies.
Yes.
Okay.
And also, baby poops are in small amount, and
also it should be quite clean.
It should be quite clean.
Yeah, because they only drink the milk.
Yes, from the mother. So the mother would just clean it.
Yeah.
And that's a natural behavior.
Yeah.
But other than that, look at the diet. Look at the environment and see if your dog is well entertained. And the third, look at the background, history, emotional boundary, burdens and all that in the past.
Yeah.
And number 4, try not to over punish or try not to punish at all when your baby is pooping in the wrong area. Make sure that maybe reinforce the good behavior with compliment.
Yeah.
Personally, my own experience, I think communication is very important even with animal.
Yeah.
I would take that piece of poop and I put it in the right area that where I want them to poop.
Yeah.
And I will bring my dog there.
Hey,
and
look.
It's like, good job. Brilliant. Beautiful. And I'll give them snacks. And then when they poop in the wrong place, I say, no. And then you brought them there and pick it up and put it in the right place, and you keep doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I like the kind of dogs that are not, well known for its intelligence, and usually within a day or within half a day, they got me. Like I like all the Shih Tzu, Pekingese.
Oh, they're not very smart. I never.
They are very ballsy and a little aggressive, but
sounds like some humans I know.
Hello. We are not like our dogs. Now it reminds me of the face of your dog.
My dog is so
like
smart.
You. I should look like
Sometimes
you.
I feel like I've transferred too much intelligence into her. I'd like to take some back. Please be dumb.
The way you talked about ice cream. Your eyes light up exactly like your dog.
My friends, ever since I've gotten my dog, keeps telling me to stop pretending to be human. They're like, you're just a dog. Stop acting like a human.
Oh my goodness, that's too cute.
Just one more thing before we end our chat, right? Because, but going back to my friend's case. And then me, because, having been educated by Annabelle for months, I told them, I was like, why don't you then try, whole food diet, or at least half-half, just to switch. Try giving her some real meat, because there's not much in the food, right? In the dry dog food. And then so they're like, oh, we tried giving her chicken, beef, lamb, all of that. But the only thing that she seems to not be allergic to is turkey. And with all the other meats, every time we give it to her, she has rocket poop. Or she would throw up.
That's really classic, very typical. Because in Hong Kong, the turkey that we have access to are highly processed. A little bit like ham. Highly processed, and as we mentioned just now, like enzymes, you need to have enzymes, and the good guys, the bad guys are bacteria, the good guys are probiotic, that you need them to digest your food. So when your dog is being on a canned food diet or dry food diet, you simply just lack of that. You have no issues, sticking with the dry food diet. But you have problems digesting real food that comes with the good guys. And the good guys cannot settle in this digestion environment because it's not friendly. The pH is wrong, and a lot of them is damaged, too dry. And they have this artificial mineral oil layers that they just cannot have their family. They cannot settle down in the digestion system. So the only thing that she will have to keep trying. So when we say try, we don't mean 1 or 2 meal.
Exactly.
First of all, you have to consider stopping dry feed. So it would stop killing all the good guys,
or at least slowly transition
into the whole food diet. And so because even just a small amount of dry feed can kill the good guys, the good bacteria, the good ones that digest the food. So you need to give the good guys a chance. Have a little bit of stop, maybe take it as a rehab or a holiday.
Yeah.
Take a break from dry feed. Try to add a probiotic into your diet. Apple cider vinegar help your liver to get rid of the toxins, the accumulated toxins. And if your dog is okay and consider still healthy, maybe try a small piece of pineapple, and that will escalate the time of, for the good guys to settle in your stomach as well. Apple cider vinegar is really good, and also raw butter. It's good too. Not artificial one, not vegetable oil made butter. I mean real butter, like the classic real butter. Raw one is extra nice. So what happened to your baby is it might experience softer poop.
Yeah.
And it might have diarrhea. But how do you know if it's having a food allergy or having just a normal reaction when you switch to good food? So you can see from their eyes and appetite and the level of alertness.
Yeah.
So if your dog is alert, it wants to eat and he wants to play, and his eyes look bright and not dry and stuff. And this is a good sign. He's just having diarrhea after poop. Just wait
for
it
a
out.
While.
Just wait it out. Let it get rid of all the toxics. And if it's a bad reaction, usually he just wants to sleep. The stomach is bloated. He doesn't want to play. He will stop eating. Yeah, he just don't want to touch the food anymore. Yeah. So that's very obvious.
Yeah,
they might both experience softer poops and diarrhea, but that's very obvious. Some will stay. If it's a good reaction, it will go away.
Yeah,
yeah. But sooner or later, we can only buy a certain amount of times. Like if your animal is very healthy, and when it reaches to a certain age, like 4 or 5 years old, or the most popular age for the dogs in Hong Kong that have experienced health problems, 6 years old. Is the magic number 6 years old that all the dogs and cats get sick being on dry feed. That's a high.
My dog didn't get sick, but she just got obese.
Oh, but that's a chronic disease.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
So we can convenience. Convenience is a root cause to a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Even in humans' world.
Yeah.
Convenience.
For sure. So a lot of things they have to work on. So I think at least try for 20 days.
Yes.
You said, yeah.
At least 20 days. 20 days is a very good number. Slightly more than 2 weeks. So you have enough time to wait it out and just count down and observe.
Yeah.
And if you're too stressed, try to use a notebook and mark down how many times they pooped and the amount, the color, and try to compare. And it's getting more solid. If it's getting better, then
and the behavior probably will stop.
Yes, absolutely. If there are better food to eat, I'm sure your dog wouldn't want to have poop.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes.
You have options. Why would you go back to something that's been inside your body and it's so disgusting, right?
And the cat's poops as well.
Yeah. So hopefully.
And it's 1 year old?
I think 1.5.
1.5 years. That's
so
still
young.
A long way to go.
Yeah.
Let's try to replace the poop with some other delicious snacks.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yes.
Right. I'll relay the message. Hopefully they listen to me.
They will. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Annabelle,
I'll
for
see
today.
You next week.
See you next week for the last time. For the very last time.
We need to do something special next week.
Okay, let's brainstorm.
Let's blow a candle or something.
Yeah. Let's have
imaginary candles.
Have, an ice cream cake with peanut butter cups.
Is it a time of the month?
No, not yet.
We can recreate that.
No, I don't care. I just want
I'll bring a steak.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Talk to you